Oh, look at you, how lovely to see you. No masks and smiles everywhere. It's getting better, isn't it, hey? Hey? Yes. Excellent, excellent. I know it's getting better because I started hugging random strangers last week, and apparently you still can't do that, so I did spend the night in the police station, but there we go. I'm not going to give up. Anyway, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming out on this kind of stormy February night, and you look wonderful and lovely, and next month I think I'm legally allowed to kiss you all, so that's what I'll probably do. But excellent. So, I'll come to the captions. You have been phenomenally busy with your captions. There's a stack, so I'm going to come to them in a minute, I think. But before I do that, yes, I must tell you, because things have got better. So I was able to go away just for a little jaunt. I went down to Somerset and Devon just a couple of weeks ago, and I did a little chunk of the South West Coast Path. I went from Minehead to Barnstaple. Do you know anyone done that little bit from Minehead to Barnstaple? Yeah, you've done some of that. And it's beautiful, isn't it? It's just, and it was fantastic to go and walk that bit of coastline. But did you know the thing, I mean, it is beautiful, but the thing that struck me most on my trip was the signs. Because we're a nation that's totally bloody obsessed with signs. Are you aware of this? Do you come across this in your lives? Yes, thank you. So, obviously there's this, the ubiquitous acorn, the little seed of the mighty oak. I think it denotes our national trails everywhere. Which I was surprised to see on a coastal park, because I wasn't that aware that oaks grew a lot by the sea. But anyway, that was the kind of the first sign. But then I came across this one. I was somewhere round about the River Torridge, I think, as it goes into Barnstaple. And I was just walking along, and it was this poor person who moored there, obviously hadn't seen the sign, and I thought that's just brilliant. So I had to stand and chuckle. And I think they had not long arrived either, so I was like, it made me sort of smile, but I didn't hang around too long because of obvious reasons. But then, this one, I posted this somewhere, and I genuinely saw this. I think I was coming into Woolacombe at this point, and I'm walking on this road, and I see this sign. Well, that's very... And I thought for a minute, maybe someone's just pranked it and they put it there and they're just having a laugh. I didn't take another photograph, but you probably can't see it, but as you go down the dip, and there was another one identical for cars travelling in the opposite direction. So it was a bit odd, but there we go. So yes, I was kind of fascinated by these signs, but I came across a couple of others that I wasn't so familiar with. I'm going to share them with you. He says slightly nervously for reasons that will become obvious in a moment, because I stayed at sort of B&Bs and guest houses and wherever I could sort of lay my hat on this little trip. And I stayed at a B&B in Combe Martin. Do you know Combe Martin, very pretty little village? Yeah. So a really, really lovely little village. And I stayed there, and I learned that Pampas grass and pineapples have another meaning. Are you aware of this? Do you know? So, yes. Are you all aware of this? Was it just me? So, a show of hands then. Who knows about the... You're kind of marking yourselves out here. That's good, as the others will then become aware. So, if you're not aware, and I wasn't, but I was told by the owner of the guest house that apparently Pampas grass was a sign that was used by swingers a lot in the 70s. And if you and you knew this, the people that raised their hands, you knew this, and you admitted to excellent, good. This was a thing. It was that it was grown, and it indicated that you were open-minded when it came to all things sexual. And so if you saw Pampas grass growing on a suburban street in the 70s, you could have knocked on the door and hello. It would have been. Yes or not. And it did make me, when I was told this, I did review my childhood and the particular road that I grew up on. And I see my neighbours now in a totally different light. It was quite remarkable. But I think I was told, so Pampas grass, that was a shock, I didn't know that. And and I have nothing against swinging, it's not for me, but if that's your way, then that's okay, and that's cool. Everything is fine. But I didn't know about the Pampas grass thing. But I guess maybe it didn't take off because as sort of signs go, it's not kind of ideal because, of course, if you're into swinging and you buy a house and you haven't got any Pampas grass, it's going to take a bit of time before people are going to be knocking on your door. So I guess, or you could maybe sell up and move somewhere else. But again, that takes a bit of time. So as signs go, there's some issues. So it transpires that to deal with those issues, there's a new sign. And those of you that raise your hands, you probably know what this new sign is, don't you? It's the pineapple. That's the new sign. Okay. Did you know this? You know, the pineapple is the thing. Oh, okay. Well, I've Googled it, so it's bloody accurate, okay? And pineapples are the new sign if you're into swinging. And I didn't sort of go into this rabbit hole too much, but I think, because it was scary, but I think it depends upon the orientation of the pineapple. That's a further signal as to whether it's the right way up. I don't know. Anyway, look it up and you'll find stuff and maybe regret it. I don't know.